Hi there. Today we're going to talk about using MyPanthers Google Docs on the iPad with students. MyPanthers Google Docs is a fantastic resource. It allows students to type or create assignments. It allows you to share assignments with students and have them return them. It allows you to type feedback directly onto a student's document so that they can see it. And it also allows students to collaborate on documents with one another. So there's really some fantastic ways that you can use these with the iPads. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the Google Drive app. Google Drive is a free app. You may have noticed that there are, when you were on the computers, we would have students to go to mypanthers.org, and that's how we had them log into MyPanthers Google Docs. The Google Drive app allows us to access their MyPanthers Google Docs through an app on the iPad. Now you can still have kids go to the internet and log in that way, but we found that the app tends to be a little more stable. Might be a better option for you. All right, when we log into MyPanthers Google Docs on the Google Drive app, I logged into previously a student here. When the student first logs in, they are going to have the option to sign in with their MyPanthers credentials the same way they would log in on the computer, and all their assignments and documents will show up along the right here. Now after a while you may end up with a lot of files there. No worries, there is a magnifying glass in the top right hand corner that allows you to search for anything. So if I can't remember where I saved my safety assignment, I search for that and now I can quickly find those things. Alright, so that is good to know. What about if you want students to create a brand new document for you? If you hit the plus sign in the top right hand corner, you have some options. You can create a new document, a spreadsheet, a folder. You can upload a photo or a video from the camera roll on the student's iPad, or you can actually use the camera to take a brand new photo that will go directly into Google Apps or Google Docs. So that's a great way to have them turn in a photo for you. For this purpose, we're going to create a new document. The first thing it's going to ask you to do anytime you create something new is to name that document. Now we've talked about in quite a few of our videos using a naming convention, especially at the secondary level when you're going to get lots and lots of assignments turned into you. You want a way to be able to organize those quickly. So the naming convention we've decided for the district is to put the hour, right? So we'll pretend the student is from 5th hour, put their last name. And we happen to be in Caitlin Jones's file here, so we're just going to call it Jones, Caitlin. And then we're also going to put in the name of the assignment. This is an example assignment, so I'm going to call it example. You'll notice in this assignment here, the teacher called it types of maps. But that's a nice way to be able to, you'll see when we look at the teacher view, why that's going to come in really handy. Once the student has named correctly, they're going to go ahead and create that assignment. And then from here, it looks pretty similar to any kind of word processing document you've seen before. You can type out text. You can select that text and change the font and change, if you want to up the size, change the colors, bolding, italicizing. There's even bullets and numbering and, just the really basic word processing options that you would typically see. So let's pretend that this student has, typed in all kinds of good stuff on their assignment and they're good to go. How then do they turn it into you? Well, we're going to go ahead and hit done. So that student is done. We're going to close up the document. And now we're going to find that document again. You can use that magnifying glass like I showed you earlier. Although if it's assignments that a student just completed, if they click on recent, that should show up on the top. So right there on the top we have that example assignment we just created. We're going to hit the arrow next to it, and now we're going to have the student share that document with you. Sharing that document will make sure that that document shows up in your MyPanthers Google Docs. And it also gives you the option to type feedback directly on the document so that the student can see it in real time. We're going to click that arrow in the top right hand corner. We're going to click share. You also notice there's one more chance for that student to rename their document if they didn't name it correctly. They can also remove it if they wanted to delete that. But let's go ahead and hit share. And now what the student is going to do is enter your MyPanthers email address. Make sure they keep it on edit so that you can edit or comment on it any way that you like, and then go ahead and hit add. Keep in mind too, this doesn't just apply to sharing with the teacher. A student could easily share with another student, and they can work on documents collaboratively at the same time on the same document. They'll be able to see what each other is writing. It's a pretty cool feature. All right, let's go ahead and then look at what the teacher sees when they log in. So I'm going to go ahead and go to mypanthers.org. I'm going to click on Panther Apps. I'm going to put in my MyPanthers credentials and go to Drives and Docs. All right, so I might have a whole lot of things in my drive. My drive is all of my assignments. I have organized mine by hour, by folders here. So let's talk about what it looks like as a teacher when you're getting lots and lots of assignments turned into you. I talked about being able to sort your files. If you're getting hundreds of assignments every day, but you make sure that students have named it correctly by the hour, last name, comma, first name, up here in sort, I can, let's change it back to date, I can go ahead and sort by title, and now I have all of my student assignments in order, by hour, and alphabetically. Now you can imagine that'll save a lot of time when it comes to grading. Additionally, let's say they were in date here, you have the option to create folders. So if I want to keep all of my 5th hour assignments in a 5th hour folder, I can go to create folder and create one for each of my hours. And then if I just, we'll pretend, even though they're not, we'll pretend that all of these assignments are from 5th hour. I can grab them all at once and put them into that 5th hour folder. Then when I'm ready to grade them, I go back, I take a look at them. They'll still be in alphabetical order. They'll still be in the same order they are in the grade book. But those are a couple ways that you can really easily and really quickly sort your assignments to save you time as a teacher. Let's go ahead and open up Caitlin's example. Assuming she had written whatever it is I asked her to write or so on. As a teacher now, I can go in because she gave me editing rights, and I can, why don't we change my text color here, write in some comments. So, nice job, please go back and correct your spelling errors that I highlighted. You can edit that document however you like, put in feedback, put in comments, corrections, and so on. And now, when we go back to Caitlin's, you notice I didn't have to save it, I didn't have to share it, I didn't have to do anything. But if I click on Caitlin's assignment now, she will see those feedback instructions and directions and comments from me as a teacher automatically, which is a great way to create a workflow within your classroom. Students create an assignment, they share it with you, and then you share that information on feedback back with them. So that is MyPanthers Google Docs using the Google Drive app on your iPad, which is an excellent way to grade and correct and create assignments for your students. I hope you found this helpful.